Good morning everybody and welcome to the 11 o'clock stream from Playcraft. I hope you're all well and not so cold today. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of foiling with the foil quill.
Oh!
Good morning everybody
Hang
and
on.
welcome to...
Forgot to change it.
Forgot to change it.
I forgot I changed the speaker because the speaker's playing up on the monitor.
Yes, we don't need Natalie twice, only doing it twice. It's bad enough once. So I'm going to do a bit of foiling this morning with the foil quill and showing you something I've come up with to help when you're doing small pieces of artwork and not having somewhere to tape it, and rather than getting foil on your mat, this is more of a saviour for the day, shall we say.
Yeah, if you want to do like edge to edge foiling, isn't it? Really,
Yeah.
as well. Hi Carol, hi Lily Grace.
Yes. Good morning all. Who else have we got in the room? Tracy, Sarah,
Mum.
hi Mum. And morning Karen and Lily. Hope you're both well. So, I have a design already sent to the machine, because I thought I'd be prepared, which is more than I usually am when it comes to my streams.
I have a backing piece of paper ready for you as well.
I'm not using paper.
Oh, go on.
No, because I have it cut to size,
Okay.
so I'm prepared.
Well, that tells me.
I cut it to size purposely.
Oh dear, Mummy thought she'd gone deaf. Oh, that's Dad.
So I swip it over onto the scan cut. So I have my pattern. I'm going to pull it down off the cloud, and hopefully Natalie hasn't put anything else up there. No, there we go, wonderful. So it's filled as well, so I'm going to leave it filled so it fills in all the detail. I don't know if I want it to actually. I might just have an outline on this one. So I'm just going to edit that, take the fill off. Yeah, I'm going to take the fill off. For time as well, because otherwise it takes forever.
Just doing that.
Now, I've already made my design down to a 2x4 square. I did that in Canvas this morning. So I just shrunk it down to 2x4 just for ease for me. Just to make things a little bit easier. So we're going to go OK. And I've already set it to draw, as you can see, because it's blue. So I remember to do that, which is a good start to the morning. Because I know what I'm like. I've done it wrong.
It's usually me that gets it wrong though, to be fair. I'm forever forgetting to change it.
And we're going to go draw. It's going to tell me how long it's going to take. 2 minutes, that's not too bad. What are you doing?
It's okay. I zoomed in and it zoomed where I didn't want it to.
So, I'll just swap back to the other camera. So first things first, I'm going to plug in my foil quill and get that warming up. Come on, foil quill. There we go. That's lit up and it's warming up. So I'll pop that on there. And pop that somewhere safe for a moment. So, on my mat, need it clean.
I know, I keep cleaning it.
Hair on it. Oh, it's got hair on it. So my piece of foil on it, so we got to one side. That's just taking the bits off. We'll tighten that way around because that way at least we did in for you yesterday. So I can see on my screen it's up in this top quadrant. But it's slap bang in the middle. So it's one square off the top, so it's around here on my mat, my 2x4. Now the trouble with that is if I want to put foil in, it means I'm going to have to put foil around my design. So what I came up with was a really simple but effective design. So I know it's in the middle, so I have this little jig that I can put round my 2x4. So just line it up and stick it to my mat. So there we go. So now I think, well, my design is in the middle. And now you're thinking, well, how does that alleviate the problem? Because you've still got this issue around the side. And I thought about this.
A lot.
As you do.
Tracy says it's a jig. Are you dancing again, Ian?
Yeah, I'm dancing again. So, I came up with little struts, which you can then slot in to the sides, and they stick down obviously because you're on a sticky mat. And you can get them in each side.
I'm going to say it's just going to, because you can see because your centrepiece is slightly off.
There.
Oh, I do wish you'd stop doing that.
Yeah. Now I know these fit because they were cut size, and these are all 1 inch thick. But these are only just cut out a card. Take a big piece in there, and then your piece in the bottom. So there you have your frame that you can now attach your tape to. And in the centre, we can put my piece of card. And now I know that when I put my piece of foil over the top, that it's definitely going to be not on the mat, and it's going to be on my feet. So, swap back to the machine. So I'm going to load my mat. I hope it's going to load nice and straight for me today. Not.
Breathe. Come on. Is it going to misbehave? Oh my god, it's inside. Oh, pack it in.
Let's try it up the other way. I can always just move the design to fit me.
Come on. It's because you're trying to do it upside down.
It's not. I tried it the other way up and it still didn't work. I tried it up the right way first. Take it away from it a minute.
How many hands does he take?
What was that?
Carol. He's broke it again, that.
Right. The background scan catch when it comes through there. That's useful.
Ooh.
Now we can see my design needs to move.
He's still doing that.
Because it's nowhere near where it needs to be now. Now I can bring it down.
Ding ding. Ding.
Brilliant. I'm just going to zoom in just to make sure it's in the right place. That looks good. So there we go. Okay. So now, my piece of foil, second piece over the top. As you can see, I've got my border around the outside, which I can easily tape without worrying about it going on my design.
It's just the mat needs a little file, doesn't it?
Yeah. Needs some.
No files there if you want to use it. I'm not telling him that one, Carol. How should you make me see an end of a stream?
That's Carol said. That'll be good. Her nieces, great nieces watching. Don't upset the Jupiter. What did Carol say?
So Lou thought it was an alien.
What, the design?
Yeah.
It's actually a dream catcher, but we shan't go there.
Yeah, she said, didn't realise it was a dream catcher. It looked like an alien when it was in the far right hand corner.
Mm.
Head hugger. Face hugger or whatever it is. Is this if you don't have a magnetic mat?
Yep.
Yep.
This is going to be ideal if you don't have a magnetic mat, and if you don't have a mat that has no tack on it, because that's our other suggestion. Obviously, if you have a mat that is completely without adhesive,
You don't need the guide.
you don't need the guide. But if you have just ordinary mats, which most of us do, this is a great way to resolve the situation of having a sticky.
Yeah.
So my foil quill is nice and hot because it's been charging for about 10 minutes now, because it took a bit longer than expected. So we're going to press OK, and OK, and draw. It's gone up by a minute, but yeah, that's okay.
That's the minute to get down to the bottom of the mat.
Okay. Then off it goes. That's all finished. I will unplug that because that is extremely warm. angle that off my stand for a minute so it cools down.
You could use your hook.
But I can't really get it on the wrong side. It needs to go to the other side now.
Best of luck with getting it on.
So let's swap that back to the overhead cam. I'm brave unloading my maps just so you can see. So we can take off our tape. Do we have any questions at the moment?
Not yet. Lots of cheeky comments, but
Lots of cheeky comments, no questions.
but Tracy says it's a very good job, Ian, very impressive, and Sarah Lou says it's a great piece of engineering.
There you go. The question is now whether we charge for it or it's free.
Your invention, up to you.
So we can take the foil off. Well, that's just off a little bit of my placement, but yeah, doesn't matter because I know it's not gone on the map, which is the important thing.
You go slightly off, did you?
Just a little bit at the top.
Oh.
It's an inch, a millimetre off the top, but you know, I can cope with that. So again, the advantage now is I can take my out of the way, again, no foil on the map. I can take it away a piece at a time, which gives me nice easy access
To that centre section.
to this intersection.
I was going to say, why aren't you using your spatula? So much easier. We need to do HTV next week, while I think of it, Ian.
HTV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we've got those two things to do, so we can do HTV next week.
There we go.
I forgot to put it in for this week.
There's no mess on the map. And there you have a perfect foiled image.
Yep, the simple ideas are the best.
Yep.
And it all starts off with a how can I do that and not make a mess of something.
Yeah, so this is ideal for people who've got the CM models.
It's a pretty design. Where did you get? You said that's for a
It was a
design.
freebie. It was a design bundles. Yeah, it's from the free craft bundle on design bundles.
Oh, is it from design bundles?
Oh,
if
it could be a Creative Fabrica one.
Yeah, but in the free craft bundle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's probably Creative Fabrica and it's just in the wrong
Creative
folder.
Fabrica, but
Because I moved one out the other day.
Yeah. It's number 17 on the designs if you are interested in the SVG files. But I have saved it if somebody wants to play with it and have a look at it. And that's my little idea that I came up with, my creation, I should say. I did do that one's a 4x6 because of the if you use the foil quill foils, they are all 4x6. So the actual inside rim is a 6x4, and then we have the struts. I have 6-inch ones, 4-inch ones. I've got 1-inch, 2-inch, 3-inch, so you can adjust it to match all your sizes. 4-inch, 5-inch, up to 6-inch ribs, and I did do a 10x10 frame as well. So it actually fits on your mat as a 12x12 sheet with a 10x10 inch inside cheek cut out, and again I've done the pieces to that so you can actually put a piece in the size of that and then you can do round the edges.
I'm going to get in to do that one filled in as well because I like the design.
Yeah, it is a gorgeous design.
Just it would take forever to fill it in.
So, are there any questions?
Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Do you want to quickly show the
Big one.
big one?
Yeah. So the big one we have, you can see if I just lay it on there, fits on there. actually 11 by 11, isn't it? 'Cause it's got an inch in. Yep. So the inside measurement is 11 inches by 11 inches, and I have all the pieces and strips cut, so that if you have one that's 10 by 10, you can cut it down. That one's a bit big because that was the first one I did, which was bigger. But all the rest.
Yeah, originally we did it, so we did 11 by 11, didn't we?
Yeah.
But then your outside frame becomes a bit flimsier.
Bit flimsy. So it is 10 by 10, isn't it, on the inside?
Yeah.
But I trimmed all the pieces and I cut all the pieces inside as well. So again, you have a full guide.
For any size.
For any size, and you can basically fit anything in the measurement. And it's done on inch increments. So you have a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I did it again on the reverse. So you have the same both sides. So it gives you that pattern. So if there is any, basically any piece of card you can put in, and as long as you've got your sticky mat underneath, you can just stick your supports in place. And you can use it anywhere on your mat as well, because you can move it around to suit and sizes as well.
Yeah, he's definitely been a very busy bee.
Yeah, because there's another one I've done as well, isn't there? So.
Yeah.
That's coming Friday.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, these are only cut out of, what, 250 GS7 card, was it I said? 210?
210. 210.
If that. They're not cut out of anything
Special.
or expensive. It's literally cut out of a piece of 12 by 12 white card, cheap white card. Didn't have to be expensive white card.
Yeah.
And they're purely there for support, but it's at least the idea, that it's there as a way that people who haven't got the magnetic mats or don't want to shell out 100, 15 quid for a magnetic mat and the magnets. Yeah. It's a nice, cheap and easy design, and I mean, even if I charge for the initial file, it'll be what, £1,
Yeah.
And you can cut it as many times. You cut the inners as many times as you want. So you could fill it with 10 by 10s if you wanted to, and just mess with the pattern. But the pattern.
It's also a good way of making sure that your strips square on the mat for doing things like your sentiment strips.
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Natalie's going to have a play with it later and maybe do some more. Because she's doing some advanced foiling later, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So there you go. I think if people want the file,
let us know.
Let us know, and I'll charge £1 for the file it has. I'll put them both in.
Carol, on a CM you can do a version of the magnetic mat if you feel that way inclined. You have to buy the metal sheet from Amazon and then some magnetic tape. But
And
we
you still
kind
have
of
to stick
wanted,
it to a mat, don't you?
yeah, you still have to stick it to a mat, and I wanted to give people the opportunity to have an easier way of foiling without having to necessarily shell out.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I'll put both designs in for £1.
Yeah.
And people can have, that design if they want it.
Yeah, and we'll try and pop a link up later.
Sort of that. Like I said, it saves you not having a mat because you've got a metal mat stuck to it. Because if you do the magnetic mat, I think you'll be looking at permanently
attaching
adhering it. Because you're not going to want to keep moving it, taking it on and off.
Yeah, and as Sarah Lou just said, if you want to foil and cut, you then have to take it off the magnetic mat to cut it.
Yeah, that's what this, you don't. You can leave it in place, just take the foil off the top, take your shim from around the outside.
We wouldn't even have to take the shim from around
no,
the outside. As long as your
shim.
cut line doesn't go up to your shim, you'll be fine.
Yes. I mean, mine was designed literally to go in that 2x4, so I knew it was 2x4, so I knew it was going to be tight on that one. But yes, you would.
But that was the point, to prove that it could go right up to the edge.
Yeah.
And you can also, what started it all was doing foiling on 2 patterned paper, wasn't it? And wanting to go right to the edge rather than having that tiny bit of border that you have where you've got your washi tape over the edge of your foil.
Mm. Yes, because you can get away with just taping down the 2 edges.
Yeah.
Because when we did it, we taped down the 2 edges that weren't edge to edge, if that makes sense. So when we had, if I can just borrow a sheet on, when I had my jig in the middle here, can you just pass me a sheet that 4x4?
Yeah, sure.
Doesn't matter what it is, just one sheet will do.
That's okay, there you go.
So when we had this in the centre, it's just off 4x4, so it's a little bit smaller, but again it doesn't overly matter. And I have my two 4-inch, I got two Smith 4-inch ones gone.
Yeah, that's what I'd do, stick it down with red liner tape to an old mat, if I had one, but I don't.
Yeah, I mean not everybody has old mats, and not everybody wants to the expense of ruining a mat.
Yeah, nobody has the small collection I seem to have.
So we had it like that, but because we didn't want this top edge to be missing anything, we put the foil over the top and just taped these edges down here and left the top and the bottom and still foiled it, and it did it perfectly. So again, you're giving yourself that leeway that you have an inch border. So as long as your tape is thin, you can put your tape round without
sticking it to your mat
and getting it on your sheet. So the other option is, of course, because you've got the jig, you could put it in the middle, like so, and that way you could still put your tape round all four sides. But you have the advantage that you can move it around and play with it and put it where you want to put it that works best for you and your tape.
Okay, no more questions. So we'll pop a link up for that. And don't forget, we still have our workshop for this weekend available. And then once we see how many people join, we'll decide whether we're going to do it in a separate group or.
You can stay in the group that we created last time, in the workshop group.
Oh, we'll see. It might be easy to start a fresh group just for the layering one.
Okay.
Just see if anybody else.
So, if there's no other questions, thank you all very much for joining me and watching my little creation. And don't forget, we have Lou with us at 12, and you have Pete at 12:30. You don't have Leslie today at 1:30. She's not feeling very well.
Oh, I have a question.
Have a question?
Sarah Lou says, what are the Artistics mats like for the DX? Do you want to just quickly wave one underneath?
What sense?
What they look like, I presume.
What they look like, okay.
Okay, if you can grab one. Not one of the ones that's flapping though. We need to swap over the machines as well, don't we, at some point this week?
Yeah, so I'm going to do some work on the DX this week, yes.
Bear with us, we'll just get one out for you, Sarah Lou.
Let's get the right one.
Yes, we are good, Sarah Lou. Oh, what on earth did you do? He's trashing the place. My poor mats. Just chuck them on the floor, honestly.
So those are DX ones, aren't they?
Yeah. Okay. So it's exactly the same adhesive.
We got two now.
And there's two formats to them. So you have the DX mat and there's a DX Duo mat, which can load from both ends. Do you want me to have a look?
Is that a DX Duo that we've had?
No, that's it's the M1 because of the dots.
That's a DX, isn't it?
Yes.
So, there you go. That's your DX map.
So the only real difference in them is where
markings.
the dots are.
So the adhesive on them is the same?
There's a real delay today between what's on screen.
There we go.
There we go. So yeah, as I was saying, the only real difference is the kind of log on. Send him back to the craft room, be safe. So will your machine and Oh, no. You're learning, aren't you, sweetie?
Supposedly. So they keep telling me. So yeah, they're virtually identical. They're only top loading at the moment. They're only top loading, aren't they? I think he has done a duo, hasn't he?
The duo ones will load from top and bottom, so it's worth paying a little extra for the duo, basically, because it extends the life of your mat. Oh, Sarah, Lou, that's made me laugh. She said, my hubby fell out of bed last night and said, what on earth just happened? Woke me up and I still can't stop laughing. He was so surprised. And Carol said she's just kidding, by the way. And so Lou says, thank you, you're doing a grand job.
So, do you want me to have that one? I'll stick that on here.
Yeah.
I might start a fresh one in a bit.
Yeah, if it's starting to... The other important thing with mats is to not let them get warm. It's quite warm up here, so we don't really have much option, do we? But yeah, easily done in a king size bed, trust me.
Anyway, we digress. So, yeah, we'll be back at 2 o'clock when Natalie's doing some more foiling, aren't you?
Yes.
Yes,
if I get my design finished.
She gets the design finished. So that was maybe get a chance to use the bigger rig if a chance to play. So we'll get a link up on the group. If you do want to purchase them, I'll put them up. Or Natalie will put them up for me. I'll set up a price tag on them or something. So, and thank you all very much. And I said we're back. Pete's on at Lou at 12, Pete at 12:30. No Leslie today because she's
not
very well. So hope you feel better, Leslie. And we'll see you back at 2 o'clock.
Take care. Bye.